Namaskar, this is Pia, and today we have Anu Sehgal, founder and president of Culture Tree, who is spreading the love of culture and heritage and is an inspiration for many. And I am delighted to have her in ITV Gold with me, talking to me, and good to have you here, Anu. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. Namaste, everyone. How are you doing, Pia?
I am doing wonderful, and seeing you, talking to you, all the way, it made me feel much better.
Sounds amazing. There are some amazing programs, and of course, spring is here, rebirth, all about colors. So I'm very excited to share some information with you.
Absolutely. So first, tell us a bit about yourself and the inception of the culture tree.
Yeah, so my background, I was born in India and I moved here to the US for my higher education, worked in finance and marketing for some time. And then once I had my own kids, I have two boys, they are 13 and 10 now. I really felt there was a need for educational programs, language education that is focused on South Asian languages, as well as cultural programs. And that's how I really thought of the program and of the company. I was feeling the South Asian languages were not being represented in the right way, and there were no formal programs that were available, especially in the New York area.
Mhm.
And the way our culture was being depicted was on a very surface basis. Like, it wasn't delving deeper into our culture, into some, like, it's all the big festivals, but sometimes you want to celebrate other things also.
Absolutely.
So that was one of the key reasons I started the company. My kids were my inspiration, but now children in general have become my inspiration. And also, the way we are thinking about expanding our programs, it's basically inspired by the vacuum we are seeing in
Mhm.
the marketplace.
Mhm. So Anu, let's talk about the mission of the company, which is so close to you.
Yeah. So the mission of our company is twofold. One is language education, and the languages of South Asia are represented in this. We have four languages we are focusing on right now: Hindi, Urdu, Gujarati, and Punjabi. But hopefully, we'll expand the languages. The second pillar of our mission is cultural literacy on South Asia, and representing the literature, the festivals, the music, the art, the dances of India, and all the South Asian countries, and really delving deeper, going below the surface, as I mentioned.
Mhm. So, I was going through your website and I saw there you have this puppet shows.
Yeah.
So, let's talk a little bit about that also. Which one do you have, and what is the best way to watch them?
Yeah, so we have four puppet shows. Two are the popular demand puppet shows, which
Mhm.
is the first one is the Ram Leela, which is really popular for Holi. Oh, sorry,
Mhm.
for Diwali. And the second one is Colors of Krishna's Love, which is very popular for Holi. We also have two other puppet shows. One is Eidgah, which is inspired by Munshi Premchand's book on Eidgah.
Mhm.
And it is this beautiful story, which is perfect for Eid, about Hamid and his grandmother.
Wow.
We also have another puppet show called Climate Warriors,
Mhm.
and that is inspired by the Chipko movement, which happened
Mhm.
in India,
Mhm.
years ago. So that is more about, how do you sustain like, it's about sustainability, environment, and also giving back to nature, the way the nature is taking care of us.
Mhm.
So you can actually attend an in-person event in the New York area. We do our puppet shows pretty much in all the tri-state areas. So Connecticut, New Jersey, New York. Or you can, like, people can also watch it online. We can have virtual programs. But right now, I think the biggest impact right now, post-COVID, people are just going back to in-person programs, and we are doing a lot of puppet shows even for Holi in the next few weeks.
Wow. I think I definitely would love to watch it. It's like amazing to see that, how you guys do that, puppet things. It's really, really nice. So, one question that comes to my mind, I'm sure you have had achieved a lot of milestones. And so tell me, which one are you like really proud of? You're like, अरे ये तो मैंने बहुत ही अच्छा किया.
So I think the biggest milestone right now is that I published my first book,
Mhm,
and it combines two of my biggest passions, language
mhm,
education. So it's in Hindi and cultural literacy. It's
mhm,
about Holi,
mhm.
and that I think has been the thing that will take us to the next level, frankly, because I feel, I've had so many clients, whether it's museums, libraries, cultural institutions, but getting some material, culturally authentic material and understandable material in the hands of kids and their families is one of the critical things. So I'm very, very excited about this book launch. It's called Kahani Rangili.
Wow.
And I have my launch at New York Public Library next week. So I just like it that this is something that I'm like so proud of
Mhm.
and so happy about. And I feel after the first book, publishers start taking you seriously. So I think this is the start of something that's much bigger for me.
Absolutely. And I definitely would love to know more about this book, Kahani Rangili. And tell me what inspired you to write it.
So what inspired me was really, for my language program and also for all the events that we are doing, I have been really been in touch with all the material and all the types of books that are available right now. And no matter what we do for the next few years also, in terms of bringing these cultural books to the forefront, it's not going to be sufficient. It's just there's not much available. What inspired me also was this publisher, Tea for Tales. They're based in Singapore, and their style of writing is something that is really amazing. It's very unique. They have their books in Indian languages, and they don't do any English translation.
Mhm.
And yeah, that is limiting, but at the same time, that is really, really focused. So the way this book is written is it's written in transliteration, so Roman, and then the Devanagari script, and it is simple for our Indian American kids, but at the same time, it is also culturally very, very rich. Um, so I really like their the way in which they do the books, and I followed that format. I read this book to my Hindi students in one of the classes, and they literally wanted to memorize it
Wow.
because it's in the form of a poem.
Mhm.
And I was like, oh my God, like this has just hit the nail in the head. Like it's just very appropriate, and I think it's fun, but it's relevant, and it is also really taking care of the language,
Mhm.
not making any compromises on the language.
Absolutely. Since you are talking about this book, Kahani Rangili, and I know this is one of your exciting projects for this year. So, any other new projects you have on your mind for this year?
Yes, so I am actually working with Asia Society. I've been working with them now for a few years, but this year we are actually rolling out um, four sessions. There are four sessions on different religions from South Asia, and I would say even Asia. So the religions we are focusing on are Islam, Hinduism, Jainism, Buddhism, and we have sessions throughout the spring in which we will delve into these religions, but in an appropriate way,
Mhm.
in which we are going to highlight different aspects. So we are going to talk about, again, literature through books,
Mhm.
music, dance, meditation, food, art. And we are going to teach children and their families about these religions. So I'm really excited because I feel um, the perception of India or of South Asia is very one-dimensional in the West,
Right.
whereas we are very, very diverse. We have so many religions, so many subcultures. So this is a start of really focusing on those other religions that are not talked about. So I'm very excited about it. And then also for Hinduism, we are doing it by celebrating Tamil New Year. And
Wow.
that's something I've not done.
Mhm.
So it's very exciting to really, research, come up with material and work with these amazing authors and cultural ambassadors who can really teach us all more about these aspects of South Asia.
Anu, I feel you really are an inspiration for so many women out there. And since this is the Women Empowerment Month, would you have any message for the younger girls out there?
Yeah, my biggest message is for anyone is follow your heart, follow your passion, and do it with 100% commitment, and you will find a way to make it successful. The transition that I had from corporate world to
Mhm.
becoming an entrepreneur, it was not easy because it's much easier. I was used to the salary and perks from the world of finance and marketing. But I was persistent, I was committed, and I was really, really passionate. And the first few years were rocky, but now I feel I have established my organization. I have established a network of supporters that are really going behind the culture tree. So I would say just stay on course, follow your heart, and just do anything you do should be done with 100% mind and heart in it.
Wonderful. And so, lastly, the thing that comes to my mind, since you have been doing so much, what is next for Anu Sehgal?
I think definitely next is writing more books because I have a lot of ideas in my mind. So I'm actually working now. There are two publishers that have already approached me. So working on more books, I think that'll give me the biggest influence as far as sharing the culture or the languages is concerned. The second thing is just keep producing these educational events that really make a lot of impact. So I want to work with more companies, more organizations, not just in the New York area, because though my language classes are all over the US, and even Canada, I feel the cultural programs are still limited to the New York area. So
Mhm.
my hope is that I can start spreading that a little more. Definitely getting on some board will help me to make our culture more mainstream.
Anu, it was a pleasure talking to you, and I would like to wish you all the best. And thank you so much for coming on ITV Gold.
Thank you so much, Pia.
Thank you.